and welcome to Becca is Stitching, or welcome back. I'm Becca. This is Flosstube number 17. Flosstube is where I'm going to talk about cross stitch and some of the other crafts that I get up to, of course, mainly cross stitch. It's Friday, August 8th. And in my mind now, we have crossed over to August. I'm no longer celebrating summer. We are full August, not August. We're full Halloween fall mode. The decorations have been changed. I'm living my best cozy life. I've got my ghosts out. I'm a firm believer in if it makes you happy and it's not hurting anybody else, do it. My fall decorations coming out now means I have 3 full months to enjoy them, and I will very much enjoy them. So if you're seeing all of that and you think it's too early, this might not be for you. I haven't fully switched over to fall stitching yet, but I'm very, very much getting there with what I want to be stitching and what I want to be doing. I really need the comfort right now of those fall cozy days. So we have the ACs cranked a little bit right now so I can be my most cozy self. And yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy what I can. I did, however, so I'm I'm so tired today. I got vaccines yesterday. Tired, taking it out of me, but it's okay. Vaccines are good for you. So we're just struggling through today a little bit, and work has been just honestly the worst thing imaginable. So again, extra comfort right now is very much needed. So comfort in life and comfort in stitching. So I've also, played some more video games, so less stitching probably than normal, but we still got a lot packed in for today. So let's see. Did I cover everything? It's gonna be a really long intro, I fear. Oh yeah, so mentioning people. I know that I do not mention a lot of other Flosstubers, like especially when it came down to everybody that I talk to at say like Midsummer Stitch or something. And that's mainly because I have a big fear of like leaving somebody out, and I don't want to make anybody feel bad that I didn't remember them, because it would never be intentional, right? So I do just want to mention 2 people that I go out of my way to talk to and that I went out of my way to meet up with at Midsummer Stitch. So we have Kitty, the Selkie Stitcher here on Flosstube, and Eli of Thick Threads. I'll link both of them below. Their channels are great, and they're both relatively new as far as this year goes. And Kitty has some of the best collections I've ever seen. Just the dolls she has, like the aesthetic is right up my alley. I love it. And Eli is just so kind, and I love him. And his eye for like color is so good. Also, I'm petting my cat. I'm not just being super weird. Again, my spooky black cat for Halloween. We're all set. We're all set here. Also, I think my camera is farther away than it usually is, so we'll see how that goes today. But so I did just want to mention them and just like acknowledge why I'm not constantly mentioning people, because another reason is nobody wants to sit here and listen to me mention 20 people every video. So I try to mention people like as it becomes super relevant to the things that I am stitching on. Anyway, let's see. Oh, I finally got to do some sewing. So I do have an FFO, which is, and I've been putting this off for so long now, so you'll have seen it, and it's like half state finished like progress for months now, but I finally finished my Crafty Goose project bag. So that goes on camera, but the goose is there, and this is by Frizzy Lizzy Stitches. She put this out earlier this year, and I had the front panel pieced and the back panel pieced for so long, but I hated the batting I was using, and I used it for another project bag that I had finished. So I had ordered some, and in the time that I finished this, the time that the order came in, I had 0 motivation to finish this. But I finally did it. The binding is completely wrong. I accidentally did 2 inches instead of the 2.5 inches that I wanted to do for this. So it was very tight. It's not good. Eventually I'll redo it, but for now it's holding up. It is good enough. And this is holding my Extraordinary Bird sale for the rest of the month until it's done. Thought that was just very appropriate. So that was one finish. I think it came out really well, despite my binding issues and despite it taking 5 to 6 months. But on that front, so this style bag, you know, I had never enjoyed. So I did try out Elizabeth Stitch's new tutorial for the project bag that she put out. I loved it. I would have made 10 more of these if I had had the what is it called? Double-sided interfaceable foam or whatever it is. I would have made so many more of these in one day because they were so easy and so quick to make. So I made this one, and I made so many mistakes too because I was like, this is supposed to be like a white spider web style, and it is backwards. So it's just, you know, the back side of the fabric, and it's fine. It's good enough. But it came out so well, and I love this tutorial. I love the style. It was so easy, so quick. Big fan. If you haven't made this project bag by Elizabeth, do it. When I put my next order into Fat Quarter Shop, I will be getting more of this foam so I can just crank out a few more of these because it was so easy. And I have so many fat quarters, especially of this Halloween-y type fabric. So it's just flowers and spider webs. I love it so much, very much in the mood of what I'm going for. So those are 2 things I was able to finish that are stitching adjacent. Getting into whips though. Okay, so thank you all, first of all, for voting on whether I should keep going with Farewell to Lothlorien or if I should switch over to Succubus. And I love it. Thank you. It was very unhelpful because it's a dead even tie between which one I should stitch on for the rest of the year. So we'll go over this first. This is Farewell to Lothlorien. It is a max color regular size chart by Heaven and Earth Designs. The art is by Alexander V. Bach. And I'm working on this as part of the Whip into Shape challenge from Andrew the Runner Stitcher. So he is running a marathon at the end of this month in Sydney, Australia, which is so cool. And let me think. So every mile he runs in his training journey, we are stitching 10 stitches. I'm copying Jessie Marie Does Stuff and timesing that number by 26.2, which is of course the mileage of a marathon, just because 50 stitches in this huge of a piece doesn't really make that much of an impact, and I like to see progress. So since the last time I filmed, I've gotten 1,964 more stitches in, which means that I've gotten in like basically 2 more columns in, 2 more, what? 2 additional columns into this chart. So I definitely finished this. I think I still had some on this one, and then I filled in a good portion of this. I am a little bit ahead because as far as like my weekend goes and what I want to be doing, I didn't want to be dedicating really any time to this one. So in these stitches, I included today's and tomorrow's stitches in it, which is fine. I'm a little ahead. But so far for the challenge, I have added 11,508 stitches to this, which is very exciting. And by the end of this challenge, I will be all the way over to the end of my 100 by 100 block that I work in for my large full coverages, which is exciting. If I don't get to the full block, I'm gonna keep going, just obviously finish the block. Like I might be like, what, 50 stitches like under. But yeah, this is 28 count Jobelin, before I knew gridded fabric existed. Gridded it myself, and it is stitched 1/1. Let's see, anything else? Oh, I'm at 167,720 stitches out of 408,375 stitches for 41.07%, which is very exciting. We're making progress, you guys. We are making progress. So for this end of the month, I will obviously and absolutely finish this block. If not by the end of this month, by very early September, right? To just finish up that challenge and finish up this section. My plans are because dead even votes. And a lot of the votes I realize is most of you like this one more, which is fair. I love it. It's beautiful. Obviously, I'm stitching it. So I think I'm going to do is make sure that I include this because I'm going to participate in the Great British Bake Off stitching game that Jessie Marie Does Stuff created. And I'm going to include this as one of the projects for that. And anytime, I haven't decided if I'm only going to stitch on this as part of that challenge. I need to like look up the stitch counts and what that's going to come out to. But if I don't, and I put a project for each person, if the person who I'm stitching this project on leaves, I am going to take this and put it in for someone who is still there and take away their piece. That way I can just keep seeing a little bit of progress on this throughout the rest of the year. And it doesn't just like completely stall and fade out. So you will see, keep seeing this, but I am going to try to hit the 10% goal on Succubus. And that'll just be like my daily stitching, I think, for the rest of the year. We'll see how it goes. See where I get to. No promises, but that way I can still get progress on that one and it's not just like done for the rest of the year, and this one's still getting some love, not as much love, but something to keep me going through the year. Yeah. So that was Farewell to Lothlorien. Let's see. Okay, daily stitching. So I'm not doing daily stitching for August just because there's a lot going on. Honestly, I have so much going on for the rest of the year and so many plans and just everything, but I'm not doing August daily stitching so I can focus on some other things because I have so many sales going on apparently. But this is what I was doing for July, and since my last Flosstube video, I had 4 more days to get some progress on this one. And essentially what I did is I brought it up to about 50%, which is cool. So I got about 25% added to this over the course of July as my daily 30 stitching. So stitching on this for about 30 minutes a day. Okay, so since you guys last saw it, I added 760 stitches. So it is now at 6,875 stitches out of 13,559 ish, because of course when it comes to my initials, they are different than Sprouting Lupine's initials. I think Cat. Oh yeah, this is Butterfly Bouquet by Sprouting Lupine. It's so pretty. I love it. Let's see. 50.7%, I think I said that. It's a 36 count. Again, I put all of the information always up here because I might not remember it. This is like a random fabric of the month club, and I don't need to remember the year and month of that fabric. It's pink, and you can see it up here. And it's a fabric of the month from Live and Die LA, and because she doesn't name them, I don't think she includes them in her lineup, or if she does, she might name them, and I don't know what the name is. So either way, so it's looking good. I know I added in and finished this right here. I got this butterfly in, I got this border around that butterfly in, and I got in this bottom border here, because honestly, that's the part that I was looking forward to the least. Like, it was the last bit of this project that was kind of fiddly, just with all the color changes in that bottom border there. But it's exciting. So I got this month too, I got all the way to the left side and I got all the way to the bottom. So really all that's left to fill here, there's this huge flower right here and butterfly and plant and everything here. So the rest of this is actually pretty densely stitched, which is why it looks like I've gotten 3/4 of it done and I've only gotten 50% done. And of course they will be back stitching as well. But yeah, it's good. And honestly, I can't remember if this is in my temperature stitching list for this month, but I don't know if this is going to see any more progress this year. Again, like I said, I am feeling the cozy, I am feeling autumn and even winter stitching at this point. Like, I'm a little done with springy colors and springy things. So I'm so sorry if that's one of your favorites. We'll see though. My plans, I think once I finish this piece, so we'll just go into this next piece. Apparently I'm very chatty today. Okay, so focus is my Santa's Journey stocking. This is a Dimensions Gold kit. I am stitching a stocking for each one of my family members. I finished my sister's earlier this year, and this is for her husband. And realistically, all I got in this month was this bird, or this month, the last 2 weeks. The month's not even close to over. And I got in these, and I did what I never do. Apparently, I thought I was gonna get back to this right away, but I left a left a thread there. So I definitely wanna get back to this so I can finish that off. But yeah, so it's coming in really well. And again, a lot of the rest of this is gonna be pretty easy. So I'm still hoping that I can get this done by the end of the month. Or the X is done by the end of the month, and then the back stitching done in September, which will give me 3 months to fully finish it for Christmas, which is good. I need it because I've never finished a stocking before, and I'm a little bit nervous. I know I can do it, but of course I'm a little bit nervous. And they are having their baby literally any day now. So for theirs, for the baby, I am doing like a stopgap measure, and I'm going to knit them, I'm going to knit him a stocking. That way he has something handmade for his first Christmas, second Christmas, but I would like to not make my younger sister and her husband wait forever for their stockings, especially when the baby's not gonna have any idea what's going on for at least, I don't know, when do they start remembering things? Like 4? I clearly know so much about children, so. Either way, he's going to get a very cute knit stocking, and I'm going to start that either later this month or next month. But knitting's much faster, so I'm not super worried about that. But yes, progress has been made on this, not a ton, but we'll see more as the rest of the month goes on. But yeah, once that's done and a lot of my stitch alongs are done, I'm going to, honestly, I think the rest of the year for me is gonna just I might just like play games and like bring stuff out as I feel like it and start things and just kind of go with the flow. I say that now, like things could change. It's been a very stressful year. So right now that thought really appeals to me, just kind of like flitting around and not worrying about finishing anything. But I do have some goals to finish before I can get to that lackadaisical, whimsical approach to my crafting. And of course I want everything done, but I don't need it done right away. And I kind of want the variety. Okay, WIPGO. So my WIPGO numbers were called, and I put up the calls in my last video, but I hadn't decided what I was going to stitch on yet. I did decide for, what was it? I think it was like Has Flowers was one of them, which is so many of my projects, but the one I've been wanting to work on, and I could feel myself losing motivation to stitch on anything florally and summery. So rather than wait to work on this, I just picked this up to work on now. So this is Wisteria. This is a Marejka kit. And let's see, so I have gotten in 769 more stitches on this, and it's looking so, like this flower is starting to come in here so well. The app they have, oh my gosh, it's changing everything about stitching this. Their patterns are so good, like as far as paper patterns go, they're amazing, but flowers I feel like are notoriously not hard to stitch, right? It's making X's. This is one of the easiest like hobbies to have, and that's why I love it. It's mindless half the time. But there's so much like color changing and like movements to follow like the natural color changing and movement of the flower itself that it's kind of hard to like follow paper patterns. So the Marejka dedicated app that came with this, amazing, game changer. So I still owe this piece one more day. So we'll see it again, but right now it is at 3,680 stitches out of 27,000. I think that's a 930 stitches for 13.2%. And these numbers that I just mentioned do not match up with whatever the last time I talked about this, because I recalculated the numbers and I was incorrect before. But this is right, 13.2%. So we're getting there, and it's looking so pretty. I love it. Okay, so yeah, one more day for this, and I'm hoping, like I said, my WIPGO goals, I either do 3 days or 1,500 stitches, whichever comes first. So I might try to dedicate a weekend day for this one to get it up to that 1,500 stitches. just 'cause that feels like a good number for progress on these Whip Go pieces. And I did choose, so I put out a, what's it called? A poll on Instagram for what my next start would be. And everybody, the winner, how am I trying to say this? The winner was Book of Deadly Potion. So it's this one right here. And I have everything kitted up and ready for it. I just haven't like officially started it yet. But these are great patterns, and I didn't realize this, but it's 4 colors. So like if the green of this doesn't appeal to you, or she has like 6 other ones, if those colors don't appeal to you, you can easily change out the 2 colors, because I think it's black and white or black and gray, and then no, it's black and white and then 2 colors, like 2 greens or 2 pinks or 2 yellows or whatever, like the color scheme she has for it. So super easy to switch it up and like make it whatever you want to be. So if you like the pattern itself but not the color scheme, get it. It's so easy to make changes to it. And that's coming from me, who I do not like to make conversions that much because I have very little eye for color, like compositions, like putting things together. But that would be an easy one. Okay, so that was the other Whip Go goal that I did not get to. Okay, stitch-alongs. So stitch-alongs, I am currently doing 3. I've hit my max level of stitch-alongs for sure. I think 2 is really the max of what I want to be doing. But this one will be done at the end of the month. We have 4 more releases. 1 more is coming out today. So let's see. This is, of course, the Extraordinary Birds Stitch-Along by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. And I've added in 939 stitches since last time. There was just the 1 release since last video. Let's see. So it's at 14,950 stitches now. And she put out the, okay, so what did I do? This week I did, it was called like Lovebirds was the theme. So we have these 2 birds here. We have this little guy and his blueberries. Thought that was so cute. And then we've got these guys over here. So those are the ones that I did last week. And I think the ones for this week, there's going to be something right here. And then there's also going to be all of this like open space at the bottom. That's going to be filled in this week. And I think the theme is like back in time or something. So I think some of those are going to be like dinosaurs, which is really cool. Because obviously birds came from dinosaurs. Okay, so this one, I am losing steam. I'm losing motivation. I'm going to finish it. I'm forcing myself to. But I think the difference with this one than previous ones is because like it's birds, right? They're, for the most part, pretty small creatures, and a lot of them have many colors. So this last release, I had to like, you're doing this one, you're doing this one, and you're going over here. And it's just like a lot of color changing. It's a lot of small things, like moving around a lot. And there's very little like time that I can't like spend a lot of time and get a lot of quick stitching done, which it's not the whole point of it, but I'm getting a little bit burnt out on this one. And I will be happy when it is done and complete. I think in previous years, there's been like bigger motifs. So it hasn't quite felt so fiddly. Again, it looks stunning. I think it looks so great. But yeah. My thoughts on this one, it's getting there. We're almost done. I'm excited. And because that one, like I've just been losing a little bit of motivation, so I did not stitch on Wednesday this week. The Burrow Tales by Quaternion Creations put out another release, and I hope to have that done by the next video, but I also might save that for the end of the month to finish it up when we have like that month-long break in between those, because that one goes through October, but again, it's every other week that she puts out a release, so like it's chiller. Like I have more time to do everything. Then I also started this month. This is Divine Beasts. So this is Needle-Lot Designs. It's a stitch along that is right now exclusively in her Ko-Fi shop, like the Caddo Rancher tier or something. I've been a part of her Ko-Fi for like, I don't know, like a year and a half now. And this is Greek mythology based. So there's 3 sections, and each section is mythological beasts related to Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. So this first one is Pegasus, which is the Zeus portion. I am stitching this 1/1 on 28 count Jobelan. So it's actually the same fabric that my Heaven and Earth design, Farewell to Lothlorien, is on. But I kind of like the idea of just making it small. There is a border too, and I'm leaning towards not stitching the border, but we'll see how I feel when it's fully done. I'm also not, like, if I finish everything else I want to do this month, I'll pick this one back up again. But as of right now, I'm not going to try to keep up with this one. And I'm going to focus on all my other things first. And then I'll come back to this one because this is a part released every month. So this will be done in October. And if I finish by the end of the year, I'll be happy with that. So numbers and everything. So I did put in 845 stitches into this, which is out of 5,105 stitches. But again, that includes the border. And I think this portion of it is about 3,000 stitches. So this is what he looks like. There's a lot of white here, but it's so small and cute. But yeah, I've gotten the wings mostly done, some of the purples in, none of the little bits and bobs around the edge, but that's okay. It's coming along. It's cute. Again, gonna probably put this on the back burner in focus of other things. I think that's it for that. Oh yeah, okay, so my temperature pieces. So to add a little bit variety into my focus things, which honestly this month I probably don't need with all of the other goals and plans that I have, but I have a list of 9 projects, because if it's a 0, I spin a wheel for those 9 projects to randomly choose one. And whatever, on Sundays, I pick the highest temperature for the week. Whatever the last digit of that highest temperature corresponds to the number of the whip, and I stitch for 1 hour on that piece at some point during the week. So the first one was Mother Nature's Spring. And this is on a 32 count antique white Jobelan, I believe. You know, 2/2, all called for. But yeah, I've mainly just been, you know, all of this up is done. So I've just been trying to fill out like the background colors in her, like the bottom of the dress, so that I have like touch points to get in more of like the color changing aspects down there, because she's very florally, again, very springy. But yeah, this is Artist is Stitchora. This was a series that was in Just Cross Stitch magazine 2023, I think. There's one for every season, plus Halloween, plus Christmas. But yeah, it's just coming along. I got in a lot of this background color, like down into here, which is good. But again, this, again, if it comes up for temperature stitching, I'll stitch it, but might not see much more of that for the rest of the year. I like cannot get comfortable. Okay, so the last temperature stitch was Moon Deer. So this is a piece by Owl Forest Embroidery. And I got all the way to the other side. So I added 443 stitches in. I went over the hour because I really wanted to get over to the other side. Yeah, so let's see, what did I do? I got this in, and then I just pulled, I think I finished this one, did this whole piece, and then I got started down here. But yeah, so I'm using 1/2 46 count cream and sugar for Fiber on a Whim. And let me see what else about this one. Oh, it's currently at 4,468 stitches out of 28,147 stitches for 15.87%. So here's the thing. Owl Forest just came out with a beautiful chart. I'm gonna put it up here. And I've been talking to so many people about that chart, and I know, like, I have a rule, like, I like to stitch one piece from each designer. Like, I don't want multiple Owl Forest embroideries going. at a time. So 2026, Eli of Thick Threads and I were talking about trying to get a lot of progress in on our active owl forest and starting that piece next week. I'll have a picture of the piece that we are obsessed with right now. It's also owl forest, so we'll probably come out with like 30 other designs by next year that we're also equally obsessed with, but you know, that's okay. So yeah, maybe next year I might break my rule and start that one before I have this one completely finished, but next year this is going to be a candidate for a lot of progress. And it doesn't feel too springy to me, like not so springy that I wouldn't be able to stitch on other things. Or stitch on this throughout the rest of the year. So this will probably stay out. Again, I have not made official plans or like planned all of that out or anything. I'm just trying to get through the month at this point, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. We're all tired. I'm tired and I'm stressed. And I'm trying to keep crafting on top of everything. So plans. I've talked about so many of my plans. Obviously, got to keep going whip into shape. Extraordinary Birds, I will have finished by the end of this month. Burrow Tails, I would like to get caught up, if not by the end of this month, early September. Whip Go, I want to get done in the next 2 weeks and continue with temperature stitching. I want to get Whip Go done in the next 2 weeks because the last week of August, I am going to be fully out of town. And I really only want to bring like 1 or 2 projects with me. And I really want one of those projects to be the stocking. So I don't want to leave a lot of my goals until that very last week of August. Because I don't want my crafting to make me feel stressed out. But like I said, my older sister is gonna give birth any day now. And at the end of this month, me and my little sister are gonna go up and spend some time with her and the new baby. So that's exciting. And I also have a wedding or bridal shower. Is that what they're called? A bridal shower on Sunday in Pittsburgh. And then I'm going up to Western New York to Buffalo to hang out with a friend from high school. And then I'm going to be going to my hometown after that to spend the rest of the week with my family. So it's going to be a very busy week. And I'm still fully working that entire week as of right now. So perks of working from home, which is really good, but I'm gonna be very discombobulated to say the least. But yeah, so that's my plan as far as like crafting for the rest of the month goes. I'm hoping the next 2 weeks we see a lot of progress on things. And then the last week of the month, because that'll be my next video, right? Will be right before I go on that. My husband's staying home, so don't have to worry about any of that stuff, which is good. But yeah, so next video, like I said, you'll probably see a ton of progress, which is exciting. And the week after that will be combined with the big focus week, and then we'll be into September and all the new plans and all the new everything. So that's very exciting. I'm excited to see how we go, trying to get as many of the goals I have, because before, I'm so all over the place. Before the bridal shower, I have to start and finish and fully finish the wedding sampler I'm making for the couple whose bridal shower I'm going to, which will be easy. It's like I think 2,000 stitches, maybe, probably under that. So it's all ready to go. I have everything I need. I just need to start and finish it. I'm hoping to honestly do that this weekend. It'll be nice. Just knock it out of the way so I can then fully FFO it. But yeah, rambly plans update. Okay, so knitting. I also knit. I've been kind of all over the place the last 2 weeks, honestly, but I have made progress on my knitting. So this is sweater number 12 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And it's the V-neck. I think they're both called sweater number 12. This is like the V-neck version, but I can't remember where it was last time we saw it, but we have the whole V-neck in. Both of the sleeves are fully done. And the rest of it is just going to be doing the rest of the body. So where it is right now, it's close to like my waist here. And I have not, so this is 1 strand of fingering, 2 strands of mohair held together. I still have this much of one set. I'm still working on finishing the first set, and then I have a whole nother set that I have not even like wound up into cakes. So I think my plan with this, because I want to use as much of the yarn as I can, because otherwise what else am I going to do with all of that yarn? So I'm actively planning right now to kind of make this into like a dress and just go as long as I can and just keep pulling yarn until it's gone and finishing it that way. But like what it's going to be like is, so this is like the rib. The bottom is like a split hem. So I'm going to try to get the body down to like past my hips to like down here, which I think is very doable. I have a very short torso. To get it down to here before I start the split hem. So it's going to be a very short dress, but I think it would look really, really good with like tights and boots. But also to do that, because I have like a pretty dramatic, like just like measurement wise, a difference between my bust, my waist, and my hip measurements, that I'm going to be adding in some shaping. And I've started the shaping so that it comes in and then goes out, so that it's not tight anywhere, but it's also not so wide at my natural waist. Because I don't want it to look like a straight box going down. But I also don't want it to be tight on my hips, because I hate how that looks. For me, personally. So that's its own challenge, that I'm trying to like get those measurements and like see where everything's going to fall. And I've never done anything like that before, but I do want to have this done by the end of the month. Really want to have it done by the end of the month, because I want to start my husband's and my Christmas sweaters in September so that they can be done by obviously Christmas, right? We'll see how it goes. And I know I will be starting a new pair of socks for my husband before I travel, just because I like having a sock project on the go for traveling. That's it for knitting. Books. Of course, I've been reading. I really have had only the mental capacity to reread books lately, it seems. I did finally finish, I've been reading the Wheel of Time series, so I finally finished book 8, Path of Daggers, and I'm about to start Winter's Heart, which is book 9. That's a 14-book series with a prequel, that you shouldn't read the prequel until after book 10. So I hear from the interwebs. So, so I did finally finish that. That's been taking me quite a while. If anybody has read The Wheel of Time, there's like, I genuinely thought the beginning was good. There is a genuine slog in the middle that people are like, just get through it. And then Brandon Sanderson starts picking up and writing the last couple books in the series. And I hear that that is like much easier and better to get through as well. Yeah, because Robert Jordan, the initial author, did pass away before he was able to finish the series, and Sanderson was tapped to finish it. And of course, Sanderson is one of my favorite authors. I've also been rereading for the full year now. I think I restarted it last winter. The book series is called Anita Blake, Vampire Hunter. It is, the first books I would say are genuinely good, but like after that, I cannot condone anybody reading this series. Honestly, for me, it's just like a comfort read at this point. I've reread them all many times, and it's because I started reading them in college. I think it's just like very comforting to me and pretty mindless. It's very smutty. There's so low plot as you get to the later books too, that I'm just like, I can't in good conscience recommend these books, but it's really good. It's good in the way that like I'm enjoying myself while reading them. They're not good pieces of literature. I'm also currently rereading Angels and Demons, because this is a totally random tangent, but Jesus Christ Superstar, they just did that Hollywood Bowl like couple day thing with Adam Lambert, Cynthia Erivo, Philippa Sue, and like a couple other people. And I've just been obsessed with that. Big theater girl over here, but watching and listening to Jesus Christ Superstar made me want to watch the Da Vinci Code, which of course made me want to read the Da Vinci Code, but I was like, well, you have to go in order. So I'm reading Angels and Demons first, because that's technically book 1 of the Robert Langdon series. And I'm very much enjoying myself. I love a good like dad mystery book, you know? It's simple. It's good. I love those books. And that's it for reading, I think. Oh, I did cut bangs. You can tell I'm going through something emotionally and mentally. I didn't do my hair today, but I did cut bangs. So that's where I'm at right now. Oh, so I've had this up all year because I didn't want to take it out because I framed it earlier this year. But that's a piece I have for decor. That's the Witchy Stitcher. And I was able to bring out my Halloween Mill Hill. This is Haunted Cottage. I finished this last year, I think, 2 years ago. It was the first Mill Hill I finished. So it might have been 2 years ago. But yeah, so cute. So yeah, I have that on display with my other decorations. I'm happy. It's making me happy, and I really need happy. So, you know, I guess that's all I have to yap about today. You know, it's not my longest video, so I'm happy about that. I'm feeling proud of myself. It's more yappy than usual, but that's maybe not more than usual. Oh, that's the other thing. And I know we're like so far, and I should have mentioned this earlier, but we had our stitching day for the month. So we do in Culpeper, Virginia. Everything was organized by Erin, the hiking stitcher. Love her. She has her own channel, so you should go check it out. But I'm so grateful for her to putting this group together. We started last November. If you're in like the Northern Virginia, really anywhere Virginia area, we meet in Culpeper once a month. And now we are doing the fourth Thursday of every month that we are meeting up. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go to this one this month, which is sad. Maybe it's the last Thursday of the month. I can't remember. I'll put it up here because that's important information. I'll put it up here when we meet. But it's such a good time. It's amazing. And honestly, looking at my schedule, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make it to any more of the rest of this year, and that's making me incredibly sad. So we'll see how that goes, but very excited. I love going there. I love talking to everybody, and the food is good. The wine is good. The non-alcoholic beverages are also good. And it's great to see everybody, talk to everybody. If you ever get a chance to meet up with local stitchers, do it. I can't recommend it enough. There's so like little entry because there's already something for you to talk about, which is stitching. Like, you don't have to go through any of that like weird, awkward, I don't know what to talk to this new person about, because when it comes down to it, we're all there for stitching. So highly recommend it. If you can make it to Culpeper, do it. It's really fun, and I'm seeing what I can do to make sure I can make it to at least one more this year. Again, it's a very, very busy fall for me, which is exciting in some ways and, you know, exhausting in other ways. But with that, I hope you are bringing in whichever season is bringing you joy right now. So if you're still full in summer mode, I love that for you. If you're also in fall mode like me, welcome. Welcome to cozy time. I'm ready for the sun to start setting earlier so I can feel cozier earlier in the day. I got up off the couch the other day at like 8 p.m. and I was genuinely startled by how much light was outside, because I had all of like the curtains drawn. I was cozied up. I had my lights on, like my candle lit. I got up and I was like, oh my God, what's going on outside? And I was like, oh yeah, the sun, it's just the sun. It's not 11 p.m. at night. It's still light outside. But yeah, okay, so I always like to leave an emoji, just because it's easy to like leave something and like you want to say you're here, you want to interact with people. So if you are still in summer mode, leave a sun emoji. If you are transitioned to fall mode, leave a leaf emoji. I'd love to know. I know there are summer people out there. I don't understand them, but I love that for you. And my other fall and winter cozy people, let's get ready. I'm so ready. So with all of that, just do something for yourself, whatever cozy means to you right now in this time of the year. And I will see you next time. Bye.